terms of like we can't really get worse guys, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Evil
yeah.
geniuses turn to ban.
All
Quincy
right.
Cruz turn to ban.
IO Quap gonna be taken away by Evil Geniuses. So what is Quincy Crew willing to give up for first pick? Do they want to give away the Bane?
10 seconds remaining.
I have an interest. Like, I don't even know what EG wants the first pick. I'm not even sure they want a
5
first pick Bane. I
seconds
mean, Bane's
remaining.
probably the ban because I don't even think they play Spirit Breaker. I think Spirit Breaker's stronger than Bane, but like the co-op ban from first pick is also kind of weird because I feel like most teams would be okay just first picking co-op.
Yeah.
Maybe EG doesn't want to end up in this co-op first pick versus Kunkka +1 trade that we're seeing some people do.
So EG have only first picked IO, Snapfire, and Bane. Or no, sorry, not even Bane. Bane was second
Yes,
pick.
Snapfire, yeah, I was gonna say it seems likely they'll go back for that hero. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Kunkka +1. We see this Tusk ban, which makes me think they're leaning towards this Kunkka opener, or maybe Tidehunter opener. Some big beef hero like this that they don't want crit to have the huge physical pierce first.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
There's always Tidehunter Mirana. I kind of don't want to see them go the Tide Mirana, but they might just stick to it.
So we're taking
Quincy Cruz, evil geniuses.
Mars away from them, or are you just no longer worried about that combination of heroes? Nyx against Snapfire. Right. Okay, Nyx. That makes sense.
There is the Kunkka. This opener is a bit clunky, but they can round it out because you're not like it's 2 different lanes, right?
Yeah.
So you still have this option to get something that helps the Nyx get through the lane phase, and then I mean you can still play 0-5 too with like a Luna dual lane or a Furion carry. That's kind of out of meta, but something like that. You get a strong range carry, you can play 0-5, and he does okay. And they just pick Storm into the Nyx. Ugh.
Well, if you said in the draft, like consistency, just drafting a lot of stuns. This is the same opener that they had against 4 Zoomers, so maybe they just like, okay, it almost doesn't matter what they pick. We're just gonna do our thing.
I like this less though, just because one, Quincy already has a Nyx. The thing about Nyx against EG is EG hates this hero because every time we ever played them, every prep we did was about this Nyx in the first phase. Like, it was either going to get banned or we were going to pick it or we were going to bait them to pick it or something. Because this hero just destroys their mindset or something. I don't know what the fuck it does, but EG cannot play versus hero. I think, one, it destroys Abed's mid-hero pool viability. But think about what this guy plays. It's all in magic spellcaster, storm puck. Like, Nyx is the ultimate counter.
Yeah.
And 2, Nyx makes your map hard to play. Like, he makes shoving these lanes deep hard to do. He makes you tend to group more because he threatens the pickoff. So EG, a team that likes to farm, have 3 farming cores. Nyx is pretty decent at punishing that, right?
Right.
So I think historically, like, this is a hero that EG does not perform well versus. I understand why Quincy picked it up, and like this Storm's game is not easy because this Kunkka can also go Orchid build. Which is something Quinn does versus Spirit Heroes mid. A little less traditional, but it can be very effective if you get it at a good timing.
By that same reasoning, wouldn't that make IO another one of those heroes that is annoying for evil geniuses to play against?
Quincy Cruz turn to ban.
IO? I think some aspects of it are, yeah. I think IO is a bit different though, because IO isn't really that pick-off hero. Like, IO only makes the map hard to play if you have other heroes that also kind of make the map hard to play in a weird way.
Okay, yeah.
And then usually the downside is you end up with very little team fight. So, like, it's kind of a trade-off. That's why Nyx sucks versus these, like, death ball lineups, right?
Yeah.
These, like, Undying, Lone Druid type lineups. I mean, no one's playing those right now, but traditionally he's pretty bad versus those because he just... I mean, his spells don't do much when you ball up with sustain. But that's not, again, that's not really a style EG ever goes for. I mean, I don't think they ever play these like
Quincy
Death
Crew's
Prophet,
turn to pick.
Undying
Evil
type heroes.
geniuses,
I feel like I've
turn to
almost
pick
never
their
seen any
ally.
iteration of them play that type of style. So that's where like, you played Nyx versus team. There's not much that's gonna punish it.
Yeah. They ban 2 of the ranged offlaners that go well with Nyx Assassin, and then they also banned like the solo independent
10
Timbersaw,
seconds remaining.
who's kind of always able to make do with a shitty support in his lane.
5
So
seconds remaining.
That Timber ban is kind of weird though. I'm not sure Quincy would have gone for it, but it makes me think EG has some carry that they're gonna take here, like a Wraith King or something, or uh,
Evil
some hero like
geniuses,
this that
turn
they
to
just
pick
wanted
their
that Timber Saw out because it would have been too annoying.
well, there you have it.
Yeah, well, that was a pretty good call, I guess. um, I just don't think you ban Timber for almost any other carry in that slot, even though it's like theoretically good
10
against a lot of the other
seconds
carries.
remaining.
It's like I don't know what. It's just a weird ban unless you want this Wraith King.
5
I think it's
seconds
the only
remaining.
hero Artor would pick in the second phase you ban the Timber for, because the other ones he's gonna go for are like the Medusa or the Luna or something like this, and those don't care about Timber. So that's why it kind of pointed me to this direction. And we saw this yesterday too, EG taking the robust carry dueling in the second phase, keeping Nightfall hero open.
Well, not too many heroes left for Jerix. He's played Jakiro, Chen, and Witch Doctor because his ogre got banned.
That is true. His signature ogre. What will he play? Just pick him 5 Earth Spear or something? I mean, they can also just play Snap 5. That's what Jarex was playing as well. So maybe they'll take a crit hero here, Earth Spirit, or the Chen round 2 Kappa.
Quincy Crew's
Oh
turn
yeah,
to pick
no,
their
chat's
ally.
right. Oh, Bane is still in the pool. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played the Bane, not the Chen. Crit was playing the Chen.
And Bane's, I mean, Bane's very solid here. Good versus Nyx in the game because you get the sleep setup that ignores Carapace pretty much. And
10
then you
seconds
can
remaining.
dodge some Kunkka spells as well. You can sleep on the arrow save. So he can play like
5
pretty far
seconds
back
remaining.
and still have high impact. And obviously QC does not have a lot of like easy group cancel. But that's also just why Bane's annoying in this meta. The one downside I think though is it's most likely Bane 5, and Bane Wraith King is not like it's not the craziest lane that you want with this hero in a lot of ways. I think generally you want heroes that can kind of go in with the Wraith King skeleton timings and to really get good damage out with that. And Bane just doesn't help with that almost to any degree. But Bane's Bane. I mean, the hero's really good, so.
God, what the fuck is at TSM? Oh, that's easy to remember. I was trying to find TSM's fucking Twitter thing.
Evil geniuses,
What does
turn to
Quincy
battle.
want here? Some offlaner. Give me the axe, brother. Where's axe? Tidehunter's lane. Darkseer. I mean, this is Zoomer's draft from yesterday, right? Like the Morana Darkseer Kunkka thing.
Yeah.
So EG, I mean, they're used to this. They're like, all right, round 2.
Why
Different
is
team though.
yeah? Last time they snap picked it up against a Terrorblade. Is
Yes.
Darkseer really that good? Like, couldn't they have gone the? I just saw a Spirit picked collapse axe against Wraith King. They could have
Yeah,
done.
that's why I was thinking axe. Like,
We saw Centaur before. Darkseer.
I mean, you can even one of the best rating counters is also offlane Alchemist, which we don't see a lot, but probably not like Kazuya play. But
Yeah,
that's like it's really good.
That's a Seb specialty right there.
Yeah. But Darkseer, I mean, Darkseer is good in the sense that Wraith King doesn't destroy Darkseer as hard as some of his other
5
counters.
seconds remaining.
You think of these Bloodseekers or like Razor. I know people don't like some of these that just absolutely destroy him. Wraith King's not going to do that, assuming his dual lane's strong enough, which they have the Nyx or the Mirana, both will probably be fine. So a lot of times this Darkseer can get out of lane. Like the hero's almost never bad. his spells are just way too broken. So I kind of understand why they went for it. And they have some decent synergy with the Nyx and the Kunkka here. And it gives them that team fight and scaling oomph. So I don't think it's a bad pick. I think it's an interesting pick. It's a matter of also what carry they get last. Like, there's still a Sven in the pool, and I think Sven Darkseer is one of the best carry combos with Hero. And it's looking like a decent Sven game, to be honest. Like, there's not much to kite him. EG did not ban it out. I think Quincy has to be looking at Sven. Like, Yawar likes that hero too.
5 seconds remaining.
It's interesting, and I feel like it would make the Darkseer look a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, when I think Darkseer, I think you want heroes that benefit from Surge, which is usually your carry.
Yep.
Heroes that benefit from Shell, just in terms of melee heroes, being able to control the map. Clockwork's the best. Nyx can do okay. And then it's like a Vac combo. Like, having stuns for this Vac is a pretty big deal. And Sven just is like one of the easiest to land.
Yeah.
People used to play like the Earthshaker. Think back to those days, but there's also like a Chaos Knight option. Chaos Knight Darkseer can be pretty spooky, but that's a bit more janky, you know?
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I've always liked Chaos Knight against Wraith King. I've just never liked Chaos Knight carry, period. I feel like 90% of the Chaos Knight carry games I've seen end up losing.
See what they go for. Well, there's the Mars.
All right, so they got the Mars Snapfire duo. I mean, they've just got like strong lanes, lots of stuns, good team fight. Play the map a little bit with Storm and Wraith King skeletons pushing down lanes.
I want Sven. I think Sven's like, it's not like some crazy lane counter to Mars or some crazy Wraith King matchup, but I think it's just gives their lineup what they need and a high amount of physical that benefits from Darkseer. I want to see him man up.
I was gonna say Dusa, but I guess they banned the Dusa. Juggernaut. That is another hero that uses Darkseer well. But
yeah.
Juggernaut against Wraith King? That's not a matchup that I think of automatically.
I mean, Jug he's a beast late game carry. Like, I kind of have faith that Jug can out carry almost anybody in the Ultra Late if you get there. So his carry matchups don't matter too much outside of like Terrorblade or something. But it's good on lane versus Mars. It's very hard for Mars to just arena kill you. Jug can stay there for a while. He doesn't have kill threat though. Like, if they're gonna run this Nyx with the Darkseer and they run this Mirana Jug is a pretty dog shit lane, to be honest. Like, there's no way around it. So his laning phase does not look good here. Like, because he's gonna be versus Snap Mars. That's strong ass lane versus anything. And he does not have a support who helps him with that. So I'm a bit worried for his early game. And Jug without a good early game, you can kind of feel lackluster because he doesn't have a farming tool until Battle Fury. So I don't know. I'm not a huge like that's why I was leaning towards the Sven, because even if Sven's laning phase versus Snap Mars is kind of bad, he has natural farming mechanism, he'll catch up and he can keep pace with the Wraith King. Jug suffers in that area. So generally you want like a good laning phase with this hero. And I don't know if they're gonna get it. It's an awkward pick. They also have this like grip spin TP cancel. So it's not like he can just freely push lanes in like a monster and just spin TP out. He kind of has to be wary.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the only reasons to pick Jug right now. I mean, I agree with you that I feel like his late game is really scary. Whenever I see a Juggernaut with like Battle Fury and then maybe one or two other items and then an Aghanim Scepter, I'm legitimately like, holy fuck, this guy's like is a monster right now. But I think it takes so long for him to get there.
Yeah, it does. I mean, he'll get there. Yawar's a good Jug player. We picked this hero a lot. Just like, is the game setup going to be that good for him? I'm not sure. If they get there, it'll pay off. But we'll see. I think a lot of this game is on, like, if Paulo and Milan can get the levels. And if they get a first blood, that'll help.
Oh,
Arrow
misses. Milan, that wasn't even... I don't think that was even clicked on the hero. when he was still stunned. I think that was actually above him, even where he was at, where he was stunned. That's real unfortunate. That's going to be a wasted smoke for Quincy Crew.
30
Yeah, they get
seconds
this
to go.
defensive ward, so maybe they'll get like another obs off that one. And they get to defend their pull camps. But very unfortunate. The extra levels would have gone a decent way. They always go a long way for Nyx, so very sad.
XD.
Yeah, that's a hero that, if under-leveled, is already a detriment in the laning phase, but if he continues to hang around that level 1 area, it's real sad. You're going to go aggressive here, see if they can take away the bounty rune from Nightfall, but they don't, and as a result, EG gets 3. Another miscombination from Quincy.
XD.
A lot of mana.
Yeah,
Like,
that's not
This
cheap.
half this Nyx's mana pool, and he has to TP, so it's even more of his mana. Like he's already down to 100. It's pretty sad for him. EG's posting up. This is one of the things you can do versus Darkseer is just post past the wave, so he doesn't get to fight with his shells. Pretty good recognition, and they decided to lane the Snapfire down here. Which I think Snap Wraith King, we were talking about this being able to fight with the Skellies. This lane's a lot stronger.
Yeah.
And the Mars, you lose some aggressive potential, but since, again, it's Mirana Jug, like, Bane is happy to trade with Mirana.
Yeah, you can see he wasn't really concerned about that first spin too much. Backs up just a bit, but halfway through the spin, Jug's got to back away because then he might just get brain sapped, slowed down by God's Rebuke, and potentially killed. Hanlo taking a healthy amount of damage. That little Shredder is still so strong, level 1.
Interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting lane setup. I think EG's probably favored in these side lanes, but I've seen some Nyx Darkseers pull out some crazy shenanigans. Just this lane gets level 3 and they get this like even level 2 sometimes with just the vac impale on the double shell and catch you off guard. That's probably what Quincy has to play for here. Because again, I think this top lane is like a wash for them.
Yeah.
I mean, they did a good job making sure they get level 2 first and playing for these pulls probably, but it's like all you're going to be able to do.
And Snapfire's a pretty good hero at punishing that between the cookie and the little Shredder. So every single time they do this pull, they're going to have to blow through a healthy amount of regen.
Yep, and Artur is also, like I said, he's one of the best fundamental safe laners in terms of carries, so even these small things like this, he drags the wave fully up and they get an extra punish on Kezu. These little things add up, he's very good at them and understanding them, and he doesn't really give you anything for free. So you have to lane very well versus Artur a lot of times, or he tends to pull ahead, and we already see him like pulling pretty far ahead in network. Oh, Yawer with the first one.
Yeah, it looks like they might have landed an arrow there. Yeah, Milan and Jarex were just kind of battling it out. And Jarex just underestimated, yeah. He didn't need the arrow.
Oh, I mean, that's super good because Jug wanting a good laning phase. One way to do that is just give him an extra like 400 gold. Yeah, so pretty bad death, to be honest. I don't think EG should really ever die on this lane. Unless there's some crazy like long range arrow, but that wasn't even the case, so kind of bad death from Jarex. It's gonna give Yawer a really like way faster phase boots than I think he ever should have gotten on this lane.
Won't be the first or last bad death we'll see from Jarex's.
That's probably true. Based on recent.
He's still figuring out the 5, you know.
It's a tough role, you know. People underestimate it. Oh, Kezu's got melted.
Oops, yeah, you're leaking pretty good.
Level 2 little Shredder. That thing bops.
Yeah.
Combined with a Chaos Knight, or not Chaos Knight, Wraith King crit.
Yeah, this lane, this is like a high synergy lane. If you think about dual lanes. The minus armor, the crit, the skellies are hitting you. It's like amping up a physical carries damage. It's a very strong lane. And at this point, you just need to get what you can out of it. Get the Darkseer levels. Like, you're just playing for levels in this lane. These types of kills, they suck because it's accelerating Wraith King, but it's not the end of the world. Like, it's not as bad as it looks as long as you keep getting levels on your Nyx and Darks here.
Quinn's doing pretty well for himself in the mid lane. In fact, I'm not sure if this Tidebringer actually kills. It gets Abed pretty low, but he's been able to force Abed back a lot, and as a result has a bit of a CS lead. Not in denies though, Jesus.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well. He's gonna force Abed to base, which means he will almost guarantee get his level 6 first. Maybe they can do something, but Storm's gonna come back full too, so kind of hard to punish a full Storm here, unless they can maybe like TP Mirana and try and do an X arrow with the boat.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jug's a pretty good hero, safe lane hero to leave alone sometimes, so it definitely feels like an opportunity.
That is like the one advantage. That is one of the advantages of this hero. He's kind of self-sustaining. I say kind of because you don't want to just leave him entirely alone. Like, he has healing ward and he has some stick charges, and it's hard to all in him with spin, but he can just get out CS pretty hard sometimes, so you have to be careful.
Well,
but EG continuing to punish that Darkseer.
Yeah, and we discussed the opportunity for rotation, but Abed, I mean, maybe Milan doesn't feel like they could actually make that kill, or maybe he's just a little bit too scared about this top lane. It's not been the greatest, so.
Yeah, which I think is understandable. I mean, big timing here is this 6-minute rune, because Storm really wants these power runes, and we see Jerax and Crit contesting both of them. They're going to guarantee it here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. How's the Quinn team not sitting on the power runes at all?
I mean, it's a tough game to do it, because their side lane cores both want the support in the lane, and then even if the Quincy supports contest the runes, it's not the easiest contest. Because I think the Storm connecting to the Bane or the Snap is stronger than the Kunkka connecting to Mirana or Nyx.
Sure.
If you think about it that way. So like the threat of just dying on the rune and then Storm gets it anyway is pretty high. So I kind of agree. Like, it might just be better in this type of game to just play the side lanes and not end up giving up deaths on the runes, and then you're losing side lanes that are already hard.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wraith King, after all these kills that they keep on getting, Artur is way ahead of everybody else. 3,500 net worth compared to the 2,800 of Juggernaut and Kunkka.
Yeah, he is fat. This is getting into you're gonna feel pain in 10 minutes territory off this lane alone.
Yeah.
Artur had some bad deaths yesterday though, so maybe he'll throw it back, you know? Maybe the strategy is we're gonna give him a good game because then he's gonna throw it. Never know.
Solid strategy. It sounds like a really consistent strategy you could rely on.
You'd be surprised some of the wacky stuff teams do versus like certain players, but nothing that extreme. But yeah.
Can you give me an example of that? Maybe like a player who's retired or doesn't play as much anymore.
I mean, most of the time it's like proactive stuff. Like, I've heard certain teams when they play another team that, like, I've heard from certain teams in the past when they played versus the old Kuro Liquid lineup.
Okay.
That their entire strategy was just like follow GH around and kill him wherever he went, because if GH died, then they had no early game.
Yeah. That does make sense.
Back when he was playing like the roamers, like his IO or like back in that era, and so they just brought both their subs and double roamed on GH early and just killed them like the 2 or 3 times to try to make something happen. They were like, if you do that, you just win. I was like, there seems like there's a bunch of steps missing in there, but sure, you know.
Oh, Quinn. Caught in the middle of the river with the Nightmare is going to be set up with the arena. The rest of the team's coming in. The arrow's going to miss, though, and that means Quinn is certainly dead. Yawar tries to go for a spin, counter kill, and actually mistimes the TP. He TP'd too late. SVG, you promised me Yawar was a great Jug player.
I mean, what can you do? He's trying to save his boy. He got baited, you know. That's just the Yar selflessness. Like, you can't expect a selfless player to not act selflessly.
True. I mean, that I'll be honest, that doesn't sound like a great characteristic for any carry to have. To be selfless, most carries I know are the exact opposite of that. That's why they play carry.
Well, that's why Yao's a very particular player, you know? Because he'll make a play like that and act selflessly, and then he'll get really mad and be like, all right, I'm not helping you guys anymore. And then he'll have the one death, and then he'll be like 10-1 at the end of the game, because he's like, I'm playing for myself.
So he tries to help until he dies, and then he's all like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah. You know, then he gets mad, and then he starts to play for real. Like, now he's actually playing.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
before that death, he was like, whatever, some casual pub. But now, all right, I'm fucking mad now. You got me killed, Quinn. I'm gonna actually have to carry this game.
the Chad Yawar when he gets one death.
Yeah, watch it. He's not gonna die again in this game. I'm calling it right now.
Combo onto Quinn. That stun combination is going to be just long enough for Arteezy to get here, and the boat is certainly not going to be saving you from all of this damage. They blow everything they had to be able to kill. Ooh. Would you agree with me if I called Quinn the star player of Quincy Crew?
I mean, nowadays, you know.
Oh, right. Before it was SVG, right? Yeah.
I think he's... Yeah, I think, like... I mean, Yaor would have something to say about that.
Sure, sure.
I think he'd be pretty mad if you said that, but I think Quinn dictates a lot of the early tempo. And so when you're talking about star players, like, dictating the course of the game, I think if Quinn has a good game, Quincy will look really good, and if he has a bad game, it's pretty rare they still look really good.
Yeah.
Think about it like that. And he's been shut down pretty hard here. Like, that was a nice rotation by EG. Arturo, when he's active like this, I like how he plays, because he can get a lot done, especially with a hero like Wraith King. And like, Quincy's just getting punished across the map here. They do not have the ability to defend these early group ups with this Wraith King who's super overfarmed. Nightfall to DD there, mid tower dies really fast. Now they're kicking Jug out of top. Like, Crit's just taking mid. He's pretty tanky. This game is starting to snowball pretty fast.
Nightfall missed the spear that might have killed Yawar, but now it's going to go the other way around potentially as... Nope, they have no more disables. Maybe Yawar could have gone for the Omni Slash, but even then... I think Insani was the one who told me this one. Omni Slash bounces back and forth, so you're pretty much guaranteed to always be hitting Bulwark. If he had it. He doesn't have it.
Yeah, it's like... guaranteed half the reduction or something? I don't know.
It's either you hit, you're either going to hit him front or back, or you're going to hit him side to side. Ultimately, it's the same.
Yeah. So it's like max bulwark. It's like some average 35. I don't know, whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, there were also just the stupid mud golem spawns next to him. So he didn't want to Omni because he's probably knew it's just going to bounce the mud golems.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It looks like Quincy's trying to defend this top. Artur got X under the tower. Could be a decent fight for them.
They have to all in. The two supports are coming in soon. So they're going to slow down Artur, see if they can get this first life before he gets back to the tower, but they can't even get that much. An impale maybe from Ponlo. Last second, tried to get it between armlet toggles, couldn't quite land it, and now Abed here for the punish. Quickly gets the kill into Yawar. Arrow does land on the Snapfire, but Arteezy is now ready to play the Hunter, as he still has that first life of reincarnation and his full crew behind him.
So much for my prediction. Betrayed by Yawar.
True.
What can you do?
I mean, if he had your guidance there, then he definitely would be only one death right now.
I feel like Quincy's just slow to get on that fight. Like, if the Wraith King is walled and backed where he got X, kind of under the tower, and they take the fight there, I feel like they can latch him in that area, and it's a decent go, but he just walks away.
Yeah.
Like, a bit slow. Kezu used a lot of resources. He still doesn't have mana. This build is strong for pushing the tower and kind of playing on your own, but we're seeing the downside of just Vanguard Rush with no Soul Ring, no Bottle, no Arcanes. There's no mana to play with. Kind of sad.
Is it just me, or is it like, it's really weird that evil geniuses, I felt like, were the ones who broke down the laning phase and were actually being proactive and moving around the map first, when I feel like they were the ones winning the laning phase in the first place. Like, I expected Quincy Crew to be like, all right, our lanes aren't going well, let's swap things up, like, let's start moving our heroes around more, because their side lanes went so poorly.
I mean, those are always like a catch-22, because they're disincentivized from doing that, because if their side lanes are going poorly and then they move, and those moves don't work, they get punished even more.
Okay.
And the flip side for EG is, if they're ahead, you want to use that advantage. So making moves while you're ahead, like they got this mid tower. you can start snowballing and taking over the map.
Easy combo onto Milan, off of the catch from Abed. They're going to go for more now with Jarek's on the high ground, getting the sleep that ensures a second support kill. Evil Geniuses, these pickoffs are getting out of control. They're up by 6,000 net worth at 14 minutes. This is looking like a pretty straightforward game one for EG.
I mean, this is the best game I've seen them play in a long time. There's obviously some draft things that may have swayed it a little, but just execution. Like, Artur made these good early moves for towers. Nightfall had a good early move to mid. They played their lanes well. They're synchronizing the right heroes, like even this type of thing. Quinn just gonna die here again?
It is a decent wall.
Low.
Abed, he's going to use his last bit of mana to be able to jump down. TP's out. Milan spots him, but the Fiend's Grip! Oh, it stopped him. It saves him. Jarek's with the 1 second Fiend's Grip is enough to get his mid out and is now potentially even, if he could juke it out, TP out himself, but he's been found and nowhere to really go to anymore. Still, though, Jarek's, he did his job.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. I don't think Milan actually could have killed him because he had no spells, but it was pretty good heads-up play. I mean, just nice coordination overall. Like, they're only losing their subs, but they get huge core kills during all of Quincy there. They're still going. Refusing to give up this sword on the hill.
Very nice.
I mean, where was this CG all these other games? It's like a different team or something. One of my biggest gripes was the way they played together between Nightfall and Abed. It felt like it was really lacking. This game, it feels like they are totally in sync.
Yeah. And
the supports are just totally with them. The supports got super high level as well from those early moves. You were talking about if you're head on the lanes, why not just stay on the lanes? The upside is if you make those moves with the cores and they work out, Jirax just sat bottom for all of that, and Crick got to sit mid. They're both level 9.5 already. Really high level.
It's higher level than Kezu's Darkseer.
Yeah, exactly. That's fucking terrifying. Honestly, like, when you're behind and these supports are high level, it eliminates kind of those easy, like, oh, they have some level 6 ogre we can just kill 2 or 3 times to get back. Like, these are tanky-ass heroes, not easy to kill, and that helps you close out a lead like this, so wouldn't be surprised to see EG push this top tier 2 and then maybe make a smoke play across the map. Like, they're either gonna propose, hey, come fight us at this tower into the 2 double lives, or we're gonna smoke to your triangle. It's probably gonna be one of these two.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, with the Desolator freshly picked up and a double damage rune, they made pretty short work of Roche. Right now, EG's doing the thing. They're gonna cut the mid wave constantly, make sure that doesn't push in, and play for this top tier 2. And it's actually Quincy crew who tried to go for a pick somewhere in mid. I guess knowing in some ways that somebody was gonna try and grab those creeps and pull them over, but again, not fast enough.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And I was talking about this Nyx impact on EG, but if EG plays like this, hasn't felt like Ponlo even had any openings to capitalize on if you were to be able to capitalize on. Like, EG's playing pretty tight, and when you win lanes versus Nyx, it means you can group up a little bit more and you don't get punished as hard, and then the hero feels even worse, because like, you can't just run into these Mars Bane who can insta just stun or spear him, and he's dead, and there's nowhere else to really go. I mean, we see him farming up with Shell, which is nice, but EG's hitting your high ground.
Quincy Crew's gonna try and go for the punish. Heroes are showing mid right now, so they know there's no Mars in this fight. They're gonna try and win it with the numbers advantage.
Sleep dodge.
Good sleep dodge. And just a little bit of distance, that's all it takes to dissolve that entire fight. Did you see what happened in mid, by the way?
No, what happened?
Okay, I think Abed, I was looking around, I didn't see another reason for it. I think Abed popped the glyph purely to stop the Mirana Starstorm from clearing out the mid creep wave. Because somebody popped glyph, and I couldn't see a reason why else you would do that except for that, and he immediately spammed the laugh line.
Maybe he did just get his ass. I don't know. I mean,
I couldn't see another reason to do it. I was just like, oh my god.
I mean, I could see it being good. Just keep that mid wave in. Like, now they're already to mid and they have the wave.
Yep.
It's gonna result in another tier 2. and triangle control.
Dire's
All right,
middle tower
Blink
has
Dagger,
fallen.
Deso, Armlet, 19 minutes in, 13-3, Evil Geniuses. I mean, this game should be over within like the next 10 minutes, it feels like.
Yeah, Quincy needs a really big fight here after Aegis goes down. Some like vac wall torrent combo type deal, right?
Yeah.
And then Paulo needs to play pretty patient and find this storm without the Aegis. But Quinn just getting caught. Nice ward.
It seems like EG is just going to continue their
Radiant's top tower is under
pretty
attack.
loose 5-man.
Dire's middle tower
Keep
is
assaulting
under
these
attack.
towers. Kind of daring Quincy crew to come outside of their base at any time.
found
They're going to be able to play
Nightfall.
Nightfall.
He's dead.
Evil
EG
Geniuses
did
are still
not-
sticking around, too.
Yeah, Jarrett's got back wall onto the high ground as a Bane somehow.
Nyx Assassin, okay, they're going to be Orchid picked off there. Pomlo's dead. So Quincy crew aren't actually going to take advantage of Mars being down because they still have 6 heroes between Aegis and Reincarnation.
Buying them the time they need now for this Aegis to go down, and EG knows there's a ward on that hill. They did not clear it before, which is what resulted in Nightfall's death, and they're going to kill it now. But it might still get Quincy another fight here.
Maybe. Quincy, they start off with Quinn. He bombs his BKB, but it's already taken so much damage that just the Wraith King alone is super scary. Blink up in 4 seconds, but they don't want to go for the tier 2 dive.
Dire's
Still an
bottom
Aegis
tower
on the
is
storm.
under
Like,
attack.
just need to be patient here, I think.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, Quinn's starting that, but his Nyx is dead, and I don't think you're going to win a fight without all 5, because I think this Nyx is what guarantees when the storm jumps, you can stun him, and then you turn on him. And Quincy's still getting caught.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Open up. Oh no, Kezu jumped into the stun from the Snapfire. Gets caught in the arena pretty easily as a result. They don't know that Ponlo's right on top of them right now, but it may not matter as they're going to be able to get the Fiend's Grip. The arrow does land,
Arrow
stopping a
cancel.
Fiend's Grip, and maybe getting Quinn out, but no, Arteezy does too much damn damage. He's going to lose his life here, so Reincarnation is down, but Quincy crew don't really have the numbers to stop EG at this point.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Pull back in, into the spear. Nicely played by Abed.
Yeah, didn't proc the Carapace even.
Dire's
Yeah.
middle barracks are under attack.
They just play lose a mid-rax here. That's what it looks like. EG taking full advantage of this early Aegis. Honestly, they are one of the best teams historically at going high ground super early. When they know they have the advantage, they just... Something about how they do it or, like, recognize they're very good at it. There's a lot of games I remember Arteezy having very early,
Dire are
like the
scattered.
Butterfly Terrorblade timings, or when he used to play Lone Druid way back in the day. Like, they'll just go higher in 20 minutes. And if you miss position once, crit jumps you, Abed jumps you, now you're in a 5v4, they just take your racks. That's what we're seeing here. They're already up almost 20,000 gold, which is absolutely insane for like a 22-minute game.
Yeah, Dota Plus gives this a 90 hate 2.
Sounds pretty close.
Quincy
Trying to
crew,
find Abed.
if they can get
Just
this pick off
BKB.
on Abed, it'd be super nice, but they would have to chain stun him. And if not, he's going to be able to get off the regen rune. And Quincy, it could end up in trouble if EG decides to fight back here. Long zip over. Abed just fishing for information.
Arlo probably just has to stun. I don't think he can be greedy enough for the vendetta damage, but I understand he feels like he needs it just because the Storm has 2200 HP. And he's going to get cookied or Bane slept. It's just a hard go, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's why Bane's so annoying. Like, even in this game, his defensive sleep is so annoying. Abed just going in.
Yeah, they're playing around their high ground ward, but when it comes to Abed just zipping in with a BKB, there's not much you can do. No amount of vision is going to stop this initiation. A Fiend's Grip,
Huge
nice
back.
vacuum. That is a big one, but do they have the damage to kill anything behind it? Jarrex maybe taken a little bit. Abed got a little low from the Omni Slash, but both of them still alive, and now Yuar's going to get... Oh, tried to get the spear back. Actually missed out on that one. Nice two-man stun from Ponlo to ensure that Yuar gets out. Ponlo won't be as lucky, though, and Yuar still gets caught by the Wraith King. Stun comes out, easily chained up with the rest of the team, as Crit does have a shard now on that Scatter Blast, so just one more round of stuns for them, and Quincy crew I would say they call it early, but to be honest, it's almost feeling like it's a late GG call. This game was over a while ago.
This game ended at like the 10-minute mark when they take both your tier 1s and they're up like 6 or 7k gold. You should not really expect to win the game at that point versus any solid team. And just an easy closeout. That's the power of Wraith King if he gets ahead. This hero's going to take your tower super fast. He's going to take Roche super fast. He itemizes to close out the game and basically peak damage-wise with this Armlet Deso